Hey, Gemini, Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your September 2025 career and money reading. If you are interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Gem, what is showing up for you in the month of September? Bottom of the deck, you have this student. You may be working with a mentor to learn new skills or to teach you how to implement your plans, or perhaps you are the teacher and you could be helping out those that are less experienced or less knowledgeable. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So there may even be a new opportunity coming in for you, Gemini, to showcase your talents. Bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Swords. Beautiful. There's a wonderful new idea that you have here. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. I feel like there could even be contracts or agreements, maybe even negotiations or understandings that are sorted through. If you are dealing with perhaps a legal issue, I am getting legality here. Now, I don't have justice showing up, but intuitively, I feel like there's been something that has been either unethical, unfair, maybe even immoral. Now, it could be because of the underworld. You have this as a key theme. So something feels off-putting. It could even be stuff going on around the world that is rippling out into your line of work. You may be finding unconventional ways to explore new income sources. I have a feeling many of you Gemini out there have multiple streams of income coming in, or you are being guided to create another stream of income. Perhaps looking at the mysteries of life and really diving into hidden knowledge. As the world evolves, so can your means of earning money. Now, there are so many things with technological advancement and AI, social media, online platforms, things of that nature that allow us to shine, to showcase our skills, our talents, and many of you are exploring that avenue. I am getting influencing or setting up maybe a website or an online store to sell your goods, your services, your products. Some of you may even be teaching or creating courses or online content that could help others in some way. Now, you have the moon here as well, Gemini. This is about being guided by an unknown source. A lot of you are tuning into your own intuitive awareness. You are connecting perhaps with your spiritual guides, your ancestors, loved ones in spirit. You may even be working with ascended masters. So when the moon shows up, I feel like you see through the illusion, you see through the BS, and you are starting to reprogram, starting to tell a new story about what your money mindset looks like here, what abundance looks and feels like for you. You could be doing part-time work for some of you. Perhaps you work in the corporate world, but you're building something on the side that you're putting your, half of your time, your energy into. I also feel for some of you, you could be juggling up multiple jobs, as I mentioned, multiple income sources. You may have a lot going on at this time, but you are being divinely guided. That's what Spirit wants you to know. Now you have the frame, and as I looked at that, the R disappeared and I seen the word fame. So some of you could be in the spotlight, as I mentioned, an influencer, but I also am feeling like you are being guided here by someone who inspires you in some way, whether it be a spirit guide, perhaps this is a grandmother who has crossed over, or you could even be inspired by an author or a publisher, a podcaster, maybe someone who is currently living, or maybe they have crossed over. It feels like you are showcasing or needing to showcase your skills and talents in some way where there is recognition. I feel like you have steady income that is trickling in more so now than maybe in the past, or it's about to pick up. I feel like there's more of a stream of income. So if some of you have been taking a bit to launch or taking a little bit of time to see that abundance flow, it feels like the waterworks is fully turned on by September, October is what I'm picking up on. Now, you could be getting a lot done around your home. Perhaps you are spending a little bit of time, money, or energy on remodeling, perhaps painting walls. You could even have some new appliances or new furniture coming through. You may work from home. I feel like you may be self-employed here or have a job where you can work from anywhere in the world or work remotely. With the frame here, some of you are going back to school to obtain a certification, a license, higher education, or maybe you are a teacher, but I do feel like there's accomplishments. That's why the frame is here. You may have a certification or a PhD or something that you can hang on your wall, but I also feel like it's part of your divine path. It's part of what you are meant to do, what you are meant to teach others in some way. So the frame is showing up as a positive here. There's big accomplishments that you have stepped into, but I feel like there's still more ahead that you are exploring. So let's dive in here with this student energy. It says you could be in school to pursue higher education or work for a school district. We mentioned that here. So you also may be teaching yourself to succeed with money. You may also be looking at getting a financial advisor or a professional to help you in some way. Now, where are you at currently in your finances? Where do your finances stand? You have the Seven of Swords. You're getting honest with where you are at. So that's a good thing. You may be really looking at your budget, what you spend money on, what you maybe don't spend money on. I feel like you're taking an honest look at the circumstances. You may be looking at the areas where you're overcompensating, overgiving. You may be looking at perfectionism and looking at some of the blockages that could be creating a little bit of a crink in that flow that we want to see of abundance showing up. There is a better course of action, Gemini. This is becoming more available to you, especially the more that you tune into the hidden energies that could be affecting your finances. Working alone may not be the best answer. Review all of the details. So some of you, that is why the student teacher energy is showing up, because you could be learning a lot from your peers, from your mentors, or you may be guided to get additional professional help in some way. So there's definitely a new course of action. This one feels a lot brighter, but Spirit is protecting you. If you notice in this illustration, Archangel Michael is actually blocking the path that feels a bit darker. And there's a new path right here on the other side. And even though sometimes we can be tempted to go down a path that we've already gone down, or it can feel familiar, I feel like Spirit is saying it's time to try something new. It's time to step out of the box here, out of a comfort zone. That's why Underworld is here, because this is unconventional ways, an unconventional path that is ahead for you. Now, what is the source of a financial blockage? What's holding you back from abundance here? The Nine of Pentacles. You may feel like you're codependent on a job or in a certain environment. Sometimes is what they call the golden handcuffs, right? Where you feel like you're wearing these handcuffs. You can't quite leave, but perhaps it's been a struggle to find a new job or a new opportunity. Some of you, it feels like there's pay coming in, but maybe it's competitive with others and you're wondering, am I still going to have the flexibility or the freedom if that is something you currently have? But it does look like hard work is leading you towards great success. This is a love for the beautiful things in life. Now, some of you, that financial block could be spending, like overspending even. So being mindful of spending habits. When we get used to spending in a certain way, it's hard to revert back to maybe saving a little bit more or being more mindful of our habits. And for some of you, this can be overdoing it, as I mentioned, or it can be feeling codependent upon a job where you're not fully feeling fulfilled in. And that's where this Ace of Swords shows up, because there's a new idea that you have. So whatever these bumps are in your path ahead, because it doesn't look like there's anything huge showing up. There's no major arcanas. Well, I mean, we do have the Peace card here, which is the Death. That's below the Ace of Swords here. So it feels like there's an ending through rebirth. You are rebirthing. There's a part of you, I feel, is shifting more so than maybe something in your external world. The way that you are valuing your own self-worth, Gemini, the way that you are respecting yourself and commanding others to respect you. You are meant to be seen, and your skills and your talents, I believe, are, above. It feels like you are really great at what you do. And if you're not getting recognized, if you're not being seen in some way, I feel like you are shifting that mindset here, and you're releasing resistance. Sometimes we can be resistant, as I said, with that Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords can also be a sneaky energy. Perhaps there are people who have not been honest with you, maybe about finances, or if you are dealing with family matters, maybe if there's more money going out, maybe you're the saver and you have a spouse that's a spender. It feels like getting on the same page has been challenging or difficult when you just want peace. You have the Death energy showing up, which says, release the past. There is a more enriching future coming, right? Let go and let God, as Wayne Dyer used to say. So your money beliefs, your mindset, your attitude around finances and abundance. We have the Five of Swords. So there's definitely been some struggle when it comes to money. It feels like it's been a little bit of a tug of war. Now, some of you are trying to shift that mindset into money is an energy. It's going to ebb and flow, but it's difficult to be in that mindset when there's a struggle with it or not much of it, right? This situation though doesn't serve you. And that could be your mindset at this time. You may be saying, Mel, whatever the Seven of Swords is, it can be dishonesty. It can be people that have a specific or desired outcome that could be like sugarcoating the truth in some way. It could be a boss. It could be an employee. It could be someone who's not being fully upfront. You may be saying, this doesn't serve me. This is toxic. This is unhealthy. I don't want a part of this. I want to go where money flows. And this situation is causing that, that flow to feel a lot of resistance. And it says here, release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. That's where your mindset is at. That's where Spirit is guiding you to shift that perspective into either moving or taking action towards something that truly aligns with your Nine of Pentacles. Because the Nine of Pentacles, when this is unblocked, because remember, that's the source of blockage here. When this is unblocked, this is your dreams being fulfilled. This is hard work that leads to great success, where you are able to enjoy the finer things in life. You don't have to be dependent on others, or it feels like you are confident here. You're proud of yourself. There's individual achievement. You have reached some of your goals that you've spent a long time, your blood, sweat, and tears, and years building up to this financial success. So I feel like you are getting there, right? You are getting there, but sometimes Sometimes life throws you a bit of a curveball, and that's what I see happening here, whether this is within the constraints of your own mind or it's dealing with others here or things that are outside of your control. I do love the Ace of Swords coming in because the Ace of Swords is the ace of truth, cuts through the fluff, cuts through the BS, cuts through the fog, where you have this new idea and you have Archangel Michael here saying, I'm guiding you. And look at all this Michael energy you have, a lot of swords starting off. So work with Archangel Michael. He is the protector. He's going to come in and help you with boundaries, help you find more balance regarding your stability. Now, what are the opportunities here for income growth? Where can you make or increase your money? The Ace of Cups. This is beautiful. A positive, new, emotional opportunity is showing up. This is in the form of an investment. This could be a creative endeavor. This is deep and lasting, especially tied to your spirituality, tied to your emotional fulfillment. So all aces are gifts. But this is a new experience that is full of curiosity, full of positivity, full of hope. It feels like there's more emotional balance coming in as well after some mental, we'll call it mental muckery, right? Some sort of mental chaos here of the mind, or maybe some head games or mind games. You have a beautiful opportunity, two of them actually. It feels like the head and the heart finally get to come together and give each other a big hug. Say, I've been missing you. It's about time we are together, because sometimes the head can go in one direction and our emotions are pulled in a different direction. And sometimes it feels like both of them are kind of haywire and we're like, who am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? And it just feels like you are coming to a point where you're trusting more. All right. Trusting in the unknown, trusting in what's happening, even in the underworld, right? This can also be what's going on in the world around you as we are all being affected by political, economical, there's changes all over the world, and most likely you're feeling it, you're sensing it, you're picking up on the energies. But I have a feeling here that whatever it is that you do, your skills and your talents are needed in these unprecedented times. So you have gifts and you're not meant to stow them away. They are needed. And I feel like you are either embracing a new invitation that is going to help you utilize those gifts, and other people will be benefited. There will be benefits coming through all parties. And for those of you that may be business owners, you could be branching off. You have a new idea, and I feel like this is the time where you execute that new idea. Back it up with action, launch. Some of you are launching a business or launching a course, launching something in the month of September that has the potential to bring deep and lasting insights to all that come into contact with you or with your energy. So I love that. Let's look at the unexpected financial influences here. There's the fame. All right, Six of Wands showing up here. So there's the recognition. There's the spotlight energy. Congratulations, Gemini. You have done a wonderful job. This also just came up, I think it was in Libra's reading. So air signs right now, I feel as we shift into the next air season, which is Libra, I feel for all of you air signs, including Aquarius, there is some sort of recognition coming through. So pay attention, Gemini, if you have other air placements in your chart, or if you are dealing with an air sign, there could be like double whammy, double surprise, double congratulations coming in for you, because you have done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project. This could even be awards, scholarships, and even promotions. So I told you, you are getting seen. You are getting recognized. So the hidden factors here that are affecting you, it feels like you're doing a lot behind the scenes. And I also see that in the past, you haven't always been recognized. You haven't always been recognized. Perhaps some of you have felt like you had failed, or you felt even overlooked, or even unrecognizable. Like, who am I? How did I get so entangled in this? Or how did I let my thoughts get so far out of, a context where I lost a bit of myself? And that's what you are regaining, is that sense of confidence. And it's not an ego type of confidence. It's a 9 of Pentacles type of confidence where you're proud of your work, and it's okay to showcase it. It is okay to say, I'm proud, and celebrate your success without being deemed as arrogant or overly confident. So I like this. You have wonderful products, I just heard. So some of you who make products, maybe this is bath bombs or candles or jewelry. Maybe this is crystal wrap jewelry. Maybe you create something with your hands here. I feel like you have incredible products, is what I just heard. And for others of you, I feel like your services are top notch, meaning you're truly authentic, and there could be word of mouth coming through for those of you that have services that you're putting out there. You could be getting a lot of clientele, or a lot of orders. Okay. There could be a lot of orders that come through. And I'm also sensing here, for those of you that work in the corporate world, this is the time to push for that recognition, right? This is the time to say, this is what I need. This is what I stand for. This is what I deliver. And I deserve to be noticed, recompensed, or compensated for my hard work. So I like this energy here for you. And it doesn't always have to show up in a monetary form, such as an actual raise, but it can be sometimes a pat on the back, sometimes a compliment, just letting you know, like, hey, Gemini, you're doing a great job here. It could be a great Google review. And of course, there's going to be all different forms of abundance and recognition that show up. So be grateful of all of it, is what I'm getting. Be grateful of the small compliment. Be grateful of the big invitation or big offer as well, because you have some really amazing things coming through here. Now, what actions can you take to improve your finances? Practical steps to help you boost your abundance. We have the 4 of Gabrielle. This is the 4 of Wands here. So this is time for celebration. You have congratulations and celebration showing up twice, and you are moving on to the next endeavor. That's the aces showing up. So pat yourself on the back. Whatever it is that you have been brave enough to step into, that's bold, right? That's bold of you. You have opened up your curiosity, your awareness, your intuition, and you've invited in opportunity. And I feel like you're saying yes, and you're helping people along the way. Abundant rewards for your hard work, abundant rewards for hard work. So an action step that you can take is release yourself from burdensome situations, whatever feels like a burden, whatever feels heavy. Don't be afraid to drop it, okay? Or create a sense of stability by asking for cooperation, asking for support, because that's what it takes to create stability here. And I see that you want that stability when it comes to your finances, but being able to ask and receive. This can also be with your own spiritual team, your guides, your angels, your loved ones, your ancestors. So release what doesn't serve you, release what's not working in your life, and amp up what is working. But don't be afraid to pat yourself on the back and celebrate your wins, all of the wins. And I think that was a message that just came through for this week's weekly collective reading as well, was celebrate the small wins. All right. What is the outcome? If you continue moving forward on this path, what is the likely result? You have the 2 of Wands. So you're going to face a new choice coming through in the near future. you're going to make a bold and ambitious choice, which is what I felt here. Like I said, if you step through this portal, if you say, yes, this is what I want, this is what I've been working hard towards, you're going to see the rewards of that showing up. Great progress is possible. And I also see an important relationship, or like the law of attraction meeting you halfway. There's something coming together here with these twos. There's an energy coming together with potentially another person who shares your vision. Now, I'm also getting something here random. It could be for maybe a few of you, but someone may be thinking of building an eco village, or like living off grid, but solar panels and community, like living. That's what I'm getting here for some of you. Maybe this is a wellness retreat, or it could be a space or a place that you visit and you are inspired, right? You have these ideas and you're like, wow, this is the type of living that I want, or this is how I want to generate income. And yes, it's unconventional, but I'm going to be brave and bold and put my feelers out there and take action to get this ball rolling. So there are some bold, ambitious choices. Now, that may not be the path that you are moving on. For some of you, it could be, but I see that there's definitely an important person that is pivotal when it comes to the success of your career. And didn't it say earlier, going it alone isn't in your highest good? Yeah, I think it was the Seven of Swords. Working alone may not be the best answer. So your outcome is important relationships with people who share your vision. Now, I do want to say, if you are currently in an environment where there's no teamwork, if everybody is scrambling, or you are carrying the weight of others, where you feel like you are going it alone, you could be pivoting and saying, this isn't for me. This isn't beneficial. I feel like I am the only one here. So you may be saying yes to a new invitation where you do align with people who share a common vision, instead of this chaotic cluster, right, that you've been in. It feels like there's some shifts coming in for the better. All right, wisdom of the Oracle. Gemini, what do we have here for you? Message for Gemini. You have by the book in reverse. I like this. Again, more rebel energy. Gemini, you're breaking the rules here, and it looks like it's a good thing, but you may be learning the rules so you can break them. All right. When this is showing up in the upright position, this can be abiding by social rules. It can be conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, or even the universal laws. Not that you're breaking the universal laws, like the law of attraction, things of that nature. You may be diving into it with the underworld, right? You may be learning more about the universal laws of karma, of cause and effect, of attraction. I see here that you are changing your consciousness. That's what this energy is about, right? It has to do with challenging the status quo. That's what the underworld is bringing in. That's what the moon is bringing in. Now is the time for a real change in consciousness, as you are incited to revolt. Challenge the structures that are limiting authentic progress. It is not enough to rebel in small ways. This is a call to revolution. Focus on what you really want to achieve, regardless of whether it feels so far outside the box that the established order may reject it. Genius, inventions, and transformation are rarely comfortable and less likely to be accepted by the mainstream. It may be time for you to say no to the way of your group, take a stand, and make real changes. It could be that the structure of your inner world is alerting you the need for a complete overhaul. This is a time for transformation. Ding, ding, ding. There is the death energy, right? The death energy represents transformation. And this is about you rising, releasing the past. There's a more enriching future coming. Your intuition will lead you through the darkness. There's the moon. Right? There's the moon, and there's also that cup energy. Where is it at? The Ace of Cups. There is no turning back now, right? No turning back. Trust that light will dawn. Epiphanies will surely lead to miracles. I love that for you, Gemini. Epiphanies will surely lead to miracles. Number 11. Some of you may be seeing 11s like crazy. I see them pretty much every single day. 1111, I catch one of them either AM or PM every day. You may be noticing ones on license plates, on your microwave, on the clock. You may be catching ones because that is reminding you of new beginnings. And you have two aces showing up in your reading today. All right, let's get a message here from your spirit animals. At this time, Gem, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your belly, your solar plexus chakra. A nice big inhale through the nose. Hold it for the count of 3, 2, 1, and release through the mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky or swims deep in the sea. Your animal could be wild, domesticated, mystical, or magical. This could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge. Maybe a pet that you have currently by your side or at your home. Or maybe an animal that you've recently seen in the great outdoors. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your spirit animals in the comment section below the video, and I will enter you into the giveaway where I draw one winner and post right back here on the community tab around the 1st of each month. All right. So don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. We have bee spirit here. I love bee spirit because bees create honey, and it says here, sweet results await. Number 7. All right. Some of you could be born on the 7th. You may be born on the 23rd. You could be 65 or even 68 years old. Bee spirit is reminding you that hard work pays off. You are going to get to that sweet honeycomb, right? But you've had to put in some of that effort, some of that energy. You have wombat spirit. Be at home. Be at home within yourself, within your stability. Strip back the layers of conditioning, of limitations, and be at home with your soul. Some of you may be changing up your home environment, maybe selling or buying or purchasing a home here as well. You could be working from home. I think I mentioned that. But I also see environmental changes coming through for you. Next, you have eagle. The eagle is mighty. The eagle is powerful. To me, the eagle represents freedom. Eagle spirit is reminding you that spirit has your back, right? The universe has your back. You are protected at this time. You are being redirected towards your highest timeline, your highest potential. And lastly, which this goes into your reading as well, you have whale spirit, trust in the great mystery, and you have a little bit of that mystery with the underworld. And I think it even says that here as well. It says probing into the mysteries of life, and whale is reminding you that life can be mysterious at times, but This is a very empowering energy. That whale makes such a huge splash, such a huge impact. Now, whales could be popping up as a sign from the universe that you are guided to trust. Maybe you are seeing whales on social media. Maybe you've just watched a whale movie. Perhaps you live in a place where whales are present, or maybe you're going whale watching here in the near future. But I feel like that's Spirit's reminder to trust, okay? Because when we are not trusting, we feel like things are out of our control, and it can cause anxiety and stress and unnecessary worries. So Spirit is reminding you to trust in the outcome, trust in the highest good. All right, Gem, last but not least, let's get a message from your soul's truth. What do you need to know at this time? What risk can you take? So you have a few repetitive messages here around risky energy. Be not mistaken. You will have to take bigger risks than you ever thought possible on this path towards your dreams. You will have to take the big, scary leap, but do not fret because your soul has wings. Today's soul action. What risk can you take to move towards your dreams? Make a decision and do it, right? There's that 2 of Wands. No more thinking, only doing. Be brave and courageous, and you will discover what you are really made of. This is your sign. If you've been asking the universe for a sign, this is the green light that is waving above your energy field saying, go for it. Go all in. You got this, Gemini. That is what I have for you, beautiful souls. Powerful, powerful month ahead. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this session, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you again, Gemini. Lots of love.